You're going to therapy, but you don't think it's helping. Is it you or is it the therapist? Let's talk about it. This has been a topic that's came up with me and William a lot because there's many a times that says, well, teach them how to do this or teach them how to do that. And it's, I don't know, we were talking about just this last week and something clicked with me. And I'm like, how am I going to get this guy to understand that I am doing that every time I talk? Okay. So every time I give a suggestion, an idea, my input, my thoughts, just every time I pour into my clients, I am giving them the best of me. I'm trying to teach them ways to overcome, and I'm trying to give them tools to help them get through hard times. And I'm trying to give them the ability to know that they can do it on their own. And I try to build them up and, let them know that they're a baddie and that they can get through anything, right? But unfortunately, it's not always the therapist. It's not always the therapist. The biggest role that I have is encouraging clients to understand that they're not alone, somebody's there, and I will give you the tools that I have and will provide what I can for assistance. Okay. So, what does that mean? I can tell you there are 999 coping skills. I can demonstrate them. I can work them out. I can write them down. I can, role play with you. I can do all the things. But once you leave my office, I don't know what you're doing with that. I don't know what your plan is going to be, your course of action is going to be. My hope would be that you start catching on to what I'm talking about and that you take those tools and you start using them. And, because they're in your backpack right there, you know all about them and you implement them in your life to help you. That is what I would want for my clients. That is what I would suggest for my clients to do. You use the tools that I'm giving you. So let's think about this. And this is kind of how I had to break it down to William the other day. Listen, we went to school all of our lives. Our teachers knew all of the information about the certain subjects, right? They taught everything that they knew. Some taught differently than others, but they all taught the subject that they had, right? That information was provided to us, and we either ran and excelled or we didn't get it and needed it again. So they would tell us again. The teacher would tell us again what needs to be done. 2 minus 2 equals 0. But I don't get it. Well, if you take 2 and 2, I did that wrong. If you take 2 and you minus 2, you get 0, right? Okay, so they still don't catch on, right? So then we have to find ways. We take 2 pins, both away, and then something clicks with that child that says 2 minus 2 is 0. Something hits right here, right? So when you go to counseling and we're talking, not everything is about a deep discussion about your feelings, about your past, about all of the things. Some things are just how do we get through and conquer today to go to tomorrow, right? So what I do, for example, with that example is I say, okay, I'm sorry, I'm dropping pins over here. It's just a bad thing. But this is where I say, okay, this is what I want you to do. Let's talk about somebody that has a negative outlook or they're feeling down upon themselves or, negativity is involved. So what I would do is I would say, okay, so we got to think of things that are positive, right? Things that will make us feel better about the situation, about ourselves, about our lives, about whatever it is, right? We have to find something positive. And I can give them going for a walk and, thinking positive about how you have done good things or that you have a life to live, that you're given that chance. Like I can give them many examples of positive things. And then I can say, tomorrow, when you wake up, what I want you to do is write down something positive, a positive thought for the day, right? I can tell them to do that. I can even tell them to bring it back into me. And I'm guaranteeing you for the first 6 weeks, I might get 2 to 3 days. of something positive. They're out 7 days a week. That's not me failing. That's them not being able to get to that point of understanding what we're trying to do yet. They're not even failing. They're just trying to survive and they're just trying to figure it out. So when they come in week 2 and I'm like, okay, that's great. You've only done one. That's one positive thing that you've done this week, right? One positive thought you've had. So then I challenge them to create 2, you know. It would be nice if I could give them 30 days of positivity and make them think it, but I can't do that. I provide the logic, I provide the knowledge, I provide the ability to think outside of the box when my clients can't. That's what I'm doing. I'm trying to teach. I'm trying to teach my clients how to survive and thrive in life, how to work past what happened and go forward without carrying it on, how to think about the negative and create a positive. You know, I give the tools that I have in my backpack to put in their backpack so that they can pull those out and use them. That's how I teach them. There's not a way for me to wake up and teach them automatically. You're going to think positive and everything's going to be good. I can't do that. I'm not the fixer. I'm the one that walks beside you. I'm the one that, as my client, if you call me and say, I'm okay, I'm at Walmart, I'm having a little bit of an anxiety attack, and I don't know what to do, I want to run. I'm like, whoa, calm down. Take some breaths. What happened? And then normally by the time that we've talked about it, they've done all they need to do in Walmart. And when they walk outside of that door and I'm still on the phone with it, I'm like, you successfully did a Walmart trip. You successfully went and walked through an anxiety attack. Okay. That's what my goal is for me, to be able to provide you the assistance, to be able to give you the tools, to be able to pick you up when you fall, to be able to listen when you need, to be able to give you a tissue so you can cry it out, so you can feel all the feelings in my room. As a therapist, I teach, but I don't make things happen on my own. I cannot make anything happen with mental health on my own. It takes the client to work with me so that we can create a positive outcome. It takes me being patient and trying to think about other ways that I can do it, or other things that I can say, other ideas that might click with somebody. I am constantly thinking about what the best outcome for my clients would be. And I we were talking the other day, and it's saddening because I would love to be able to say, okay, client A, you're going to get up and you're going to do this, 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 and this, and this, and this. And your day is going to be great and your life's going to be perfect, right? I'm not waking up with them in the morning. I'm not even in their house. I'm not probably going to see them but one day a week. I'm here for them. They can call, but there's even some boundaries to that. You know, when you wake up in the middle of the night and you have a bad dream, your therapist is normally sleeping, so they're not going to answer that call. But as a therapist, what I've hoped that I've done is when you wake up in that moment, that you've had the ability to say, I need to breathe. I am safe. I am good. Nobody's hurting me. I have control of this situation. And that you're able to regulate from there. Right? So I don't think that resonated with William about what my role was, because it's not like I literally say and people do. Like, I have to repeat myself over and over and over and over and over for some clients, and that's okay. That's what I signed up for, right? So when I told him, I was like, okay, think about the whole school thing. Think about teachers. Think about teachers trying to give all the knowledge that they have. And you either have the chance to absorb it or throw it away. It's reality. It's the same thing with therapy. When you go to a therapist, don't expect them to fix it. Expect them to work with you to build goals that are achievable to make your life more attainable. Don't expect them to to wash the pain. Expect them to sit there while you talk about what the pain is that you need to talk about. And then they give you suggestion and they help build you up and they give you hope and they provide that peace of mind and it's confidential and nobody judges you. That's what we do. One of the first things that I do when I get a new client is we, have this big old thick, no, it's not really that big, it's this big. We have this big old thick assessment and we go through all the things that have ever happened in life. We go through all the little behind the scene HR things, like HIPAA, confidentiality. And the one thing that I strive to do for my clients is to give them 100% confidentiality. I can guarantee that I will do that. There's times that I even question if I should say anything on here, but yet I know that that would be a tool to give you guys to talk about how it worked with this person or how it didn't work for this person. But I tell them, all my littles, all my middles, all my olders, listen, this is going to be what you make of it. I'm going to bring 100% of me every day for you that we see each other. You're going to have 100% confidentiality. I'm not going to repeat anything. This is your safe spot. When you walk in my office, you sit down in these chairs, whichever chair you sit at, you are here for you and I am here for you. And when we get up and we leave, you're leaving it all here with me. And when I leave, I'm leaving it all here for this. It's done. Right? I believe that the way that I approach confidentiality in my assessments is a good deal of why my clients feel that they can be so comfortable and open with me. I don't ever want a client to say, man, mom, I don't know about that, Diane. I don't feel comfortable there. That's not ever what I want. I also don't want people to come in and sense that I am the fixer. I'm not the fixer. I'm the walker beside you. I'm the one holding your hand. I'm the listener. I'm the whatever you need me to be at this moment in this day. That's who I am. And I'm not putting this out there to discourage anything. I'm putting this out as educational information. Because just as William sat there and didn't understand what I meant, that, I have to repeat myself 955 times in different various ways. But yet I don't feel that I can teach the fix. I teach the tools that will provide the fix if the client is ready and able to absorb it and take it in. That's my role. That's my role. And there's times that I work till 10 o'clock at night, and there's times I work till 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and there's times I'm done at 2. There's times that I have been up for that 2 o'clock text message, thinking that it was William when it was a client or something. I make myself 100% available to my clients because I want to walk their path of feeling that they are their whole self or natural self every step of the way. I think this will probably be the first trip that I take because I'm going to take a vacation next week. But I think this will be the first vacation that I'm taking that I'm not taking the computer. I've told all of my clients, look, I am out of commission this date to this date. And it's solely because I deserve that, like I have needs too. And I've got to take care of me. So I have to put a boundary there. And, I do the whole, if it's an emergency, call 911. I just set my client's expectation to the fullest extent, but 95% of the time, I will take any call from my clients. I will branch out and do anything I need to do for my clients. I will research, and research some more for my clients because that's what I'm here for. That's what I do. That's the way I want to be for my clients. And then when we are able to go through a path that we're doing great and we've used all these tools and we can carry them into the next week, next month, next year, next decade without Diane being my therapist. I always tell them just because I am discharging you does not mean that my phone has forgotten your number. And if you need anything, reach out. If we need to get you back in to get services, we can do that. We are going to do this to the longest capacity needed. So that's just really been weighing on me. And again, I'm not trying to discourage anybody, but I'm trying to also put out the fact that as a therapist, we don't set out to fix you. We want to guide you and help you get to your natural self. We want to help you get to the point where you can use the tools that we've suggested and provided, and just go forward. And we want to be there for you in every capacity. But we want to be honest and say we're not the fix. The therapist is not the fix because we need the client to help. So I hope that makes sense and I hope that's encouraging. I hope that, if you're looking for a counselor, that you find somebody with my mindset and that will do all that you need. I have a variety of clients. There's some that I have to be very not forceful, but direct. How about direct? I have to be very direct, tell them A, B, C, D, E, F, G. I mean, I go all the way to Z for these people because that's what my role needs to be from them. And then there's some that are like, "Atta girl, I'm proud of you." Like that's all I need to be at some point. So I hope you find a therapist if you're looking that meets your needs. And I hope you know that if you are wanting to put in the work, your therapist should be giving you all the tools that they have. And if you don't feel that one therapist is a good fit for you, reach out and go to another. Because again, I'm not saying we will fix you, but we should be giving you tools out of our bag to give you to get through life. Okay. But that's all I got for now. I do want to thank you for listening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll be back. Bye, guys.